Okay, so what we're looking at here is a 1960 NSU Prinz. Some people are very familiar with this type of car. Others have no clue. It's kind of interesting. There's not much middle ground. So if you remember back in the 60s, this was a very, very popular car in Europe and somewhat popular in America. It's a two-cylinder. They made four-cylinder versions. This again is a two-cylinder. I want to show some things. I promised on my last video that we were gonna go for a ride and ran out of time and it got dark, so that didn't happen, and I'm gonna make good on that promise. You can see here I've got my camera mount in the rear window. That's a really good indication we're gonna go for a ride. But speaking of windows, I want to point out a few things about this NSU that are pretty cool. I haven't done much on the interior. So windows, as you can see, there's two windows. This is a fixed pane and this is a rollback. In other words, when I crank this handle, see that? It just slides back onto itself. Kind of interesting. It doesn't roll down like a normal modern car. It just simply rolls back, which gives you the same effect as having a great big huge vent window, which lets in a lot of air, which is nice. I'm going to shut that. Speaking of vent windows, what do you think about this? Looks familiar. Looks like an American car. I don't know if I should open it. Vent window. Let's see if I can. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Lets lots of air in for the back passengers and allows for a really cool panoramic wraparound of the rear cabin. Pretty neat. Getting back to the interior, we've got two little bucket seats here that fold forward. Pretty good sized bench in the back, and we'll do an overview of the controls here. So as I mentioned before, it's a 4-speed manual transmission. I believe it has a synchronized first gear. The gear pattern looks something like that. Something like Volkswagen. I think Volkswagen might have the reverse going, the other dog leg. Has a little Blaupunkt radio. This is a German car. A glove box with no door, so it's kind of a glove cubby. We've got a cool little dashboard. We've got our lighter here, our ignition switch here, all our lighted controls here, high beam, Dynastart, turn signal, and something else. Our wipers are there, you pull that out, our headlights are there. As far as a defroster system, you've got your hot cold knob there, and of course your pedal box. And I believe the horn, yeah, you just pull back on this lever here, and you got your horn. And there's the signature NSU crest on the steering wheel. Rear view mirror is mounted on the dash, and it has a little map light right there. Pretty neat. Okay, so that's a little interior overview of our 1960 NSU Prinz. As I said before, this car is outfitted with a aftermarket roof rack, and it is rear engine, rear wheel drive. Just to kind of review, two-cylinder. It's an inline two-cylinder, 4-stroke, overhead cam, 600cc power plant. It is air-cooled. The air is drawn in through this big duct, which corresponds with this half of the engine lid. So cool air is drawn in through the fan, which is in the flywheel there, and it's pumped around back over the cylinders and out. And again, this is overhead cam with no cam belt, no cam chain. It uses 3 eccentric rods, very, very compact, very lightweight. It's the engine case and the transmission case is Siamese, and it's all aluminum. Very, very, very small. No alternator and no starter. There's a Dynastart there on the right side. 2 coils, 1 set of points, little battery box in the corner. It's a pretty neat little engineering marvel. So without further ado, let's shut this engine lid and we're going to go for a ride. Alrighty, welcome to the inside of this 1960 NSU Prinz. We're going to take it for a little drive. Are you ready? Got my 4-speed shifter lever here. I got my foot to the floor, start the clutch, turn the key. Starts right up. Find the gear, brake on, and away we go. Make sure there's no cars coming. 5-second gear. There it is. Open this up a little bit. Give you a quick tour of the neighborhood. Oh, there's a dog. Everyone loves an NSU Prinz. And it's fast. Yeah, all over here. You know, I can see why these cars were so popular back in the day. It's only 40 horsepower or something like that, but for a light little car like this, it scoots right along. I bet you would do 70 or 80. The speedometer goes to 80. That's never really a perfect indicator of its speed, but I wouldn't doubt it. Well, thanks for coming along for a ride, and we'll check you out later. All right.